Hello, I'm Richard Hunter, Head of Markets at Interactive Investor, and welcome to our look ahead for the week commencing the 27th of April. It's certainly been an interesting week in the markets this week. We've had some dire economic figures coming out on both sides of the pond with regard to production, supply chains, and of course, not surprisingly, a slowdown in consumer demand. Adding that into the mix of the historic negative oil futures price earlier in the week, it's a little bit of a surprise to see that actually markets are fairly flat since we spoke this time last week. Part of the reason for that has been something of a resurgence in technology stocks. Another reason, a further injection of stimulus from the American authorities, bringing the total up to date to an estimated $3 trillion. So the net result of all that, as I say, the indices are looking fairly similar to last week. In the year to date, the Dow Jones is down 18%, the S&P 500 is down 13%, the Nasdaq down 5%, and the FTSE 100 down 24%. Now, turning to next week, it's an extremely busy time in terms of corporate reporting. We mentioned that the Nasdaq has seen something of a resurgence, and there's any number of technology stocks who are actually going to be reporting next week. We've got the likes of Apple, Amazon, Twitter, Microsoft and Facebook, and in amongst the S&P 500 reporting companies, we've also got the likes of Starbucks, Ford's and indeed McDonald's. So there's any number of indications we're going to get on the US economy during the course of next week. Very similar picture in the UK, subject to the usual caveats that actual company reports will be confirmed when they happen. Nonetheless, as things currently stand, each of the FTSE 100 banks is due to report Q1 numbers next week. So that's HSBC, RBS, Lloyds, Standard Chartered and indeed Barclays. It doesn't stop there either. The oil majors, we've got a situation, apart from that oil futures price we mentioned, where Brent oil, for example, still down 67% in the year to date, will have had an impact, and we're expecting updates from both BP and Shell. On top of that, the pharmaceutical giants AstraZeneca and GlaxoSmithKline will be reporting, as well as retailer Next, house builder Persimmon, and also some preliminary, or let's say full year numbers coming through from Sainsbury's. So an extremely busy corporate week in prospect. Thank you for watching. Have a great week.